Hey guys, welcome to Mirage Gaming with Mizo here today. We're going to jump right on into Total War Rome 2. I've got an online battle replay queued up for you. So, I'm playing as Arverni, my opponent's playing as Rome. And my opponent is, he's actually a guy I started playing Rome 2 with a bit, so we usually do online battles. Interesting army choices. He's got Gladiator Spearmen and Gladiators. On paper, he's got a cav advantage. And just for fun, I brought stakes because I thought it'd be funny. But let's take a quick look. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chosen swords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5? 5? Yeah, 5. 5 with sworn, 4 Gaelic bowmen, and a unit of Celtic slingers. On the flanks, I've got noble horse and heavy horse on that one. And then over here, I've got light horse and light horse. Yeah, 2 light horse. Perfect. He went, I think, post-Marion. So he's got auxiliary cav. 2 of them. I think 2 on each flank. Yep. And he's got 2 Syrian archers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 infantry. 2 of them are Vicati, I believe. Yep. And then he's got his gladiators in the back. His generals and a general and bodyguard. Now, it takes a little while for us to get clashing because we are just shit talking back and forth in TeamSpeak. So I'm going to tack on a fast forward. He's starting to move cav around, and so am I, and we're lagging. This looks like Empire Total Wars fast forward, which is pretty funny. So I'm going to put it in play. My computer is definitely not the best for this. But I mean, it gets it out there, and it gets it in 720p, so I'm not complaining. This summer I'm definitely going to invest in a way better computer. I love the way the units look in this game though. Just hide the UI for a bit.
This bloody helmet's giving me a blister.
Yeah, it is. It's giving him a blister. So the plan for me was I was going to let him I wanted his infantry to engage me or come close enough to flirt with engaging me. That was the idea. Just so he can get close enough, probably something like right here, to where he'll... Whoops. Ah, it's fucked up. Come on, Twitch tools. That's where he'd get here, and then I would just charge out with the chosen swords and the Oathsworn, so I can get that 6 charge bonus. The stakes do kind of shore up my flanks a bit, and he doesn't mind them there that much. He thought it was pretty funny, and so did I. But I am pulling my horse, my light horse, and then these horsemen over here, just to make sure if he is gonna try and get to these slingers or the bowmen, he's gonna have to come through the stakes, and my guys can charge that way through him. So he's coming in. He's starting to tighten everything up a bit. But this is gonna drag on for, as you can see, the battle timer is, what is it, 14 minutes? Let's go another fast forward. Yep. But, you know, if you guys like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, or dislike if you dislike it. Constructive criticism is always welcome. And be sure to check out the Van Poodle's Amnesia videos, because they're great in themselves. We're trying to get something for everyone on this channel, and I think we're going to be doing a pretty good job of that. So, he's moving his archers up, and they're supported with a unit of gladiator spearmen and gladiators. They should be firing any minute. He's going to focus fire on my general's unit. Any day now, I'm sure. I do have to get better at making sure these videos are at a good enough, you know, time limit, or make sure that it's not boring enough. But I do like to win, and I will showcase me losing because I'm human and we lose. But as you can see, he's starting to really just fire on in, and these chosen swords are gonna, I mean, their armor is not bad at all, that they are really gonna feel it, and he's just softening up his guys for the charge. He doesn't see my Gaelic hunters at all, so I'm just moving him on up. I should start playing battles like this, so I can see my flanks a lot better. I watched a lot of Eric Carthage, and that's what he does for his battles, and I should try it out a bit. I don't know if I can get used to it, but nah, I can't get used to that. So I move up my Gaelic hunters, and they're just gonna start firing in to his Syrian archers. And he still can't see them, and he's like complaining about it. He's like, all I see is arrow fire. What the fuck's going on? So we did decide to properly skirmish it out for a bit. I was really nervous about his infantry, and if I couldn't get the charge off, it would suck a lot, because those guys really work well during the grind out. Formation attack units usually always do. I don't think any of mine are formation attack units. No, they're not. But whatever. So I really expected these guys to be seen the moment they started firing, but they're not, apparently. So that was, that's a plus. So he's just freaked out that he's seeing a bunch of arrows come his way and has no idea who's delivering them, but his Syrian archers just take an absolute beating. And so at this point I was thinking, oh yeah, that's great, I can take out his archers, and then these low armored gladiators and gladiator spearmen would be, a very valuable target for me, because I don't want to get these guys in a grind out against my men. I mean, their attack is just ridiculous, and if he puts them in a killing spree, it would have just been a mess. So I'm just continuing to focus fire on his archers, try and, stem the flow of losses I'm getting. Without him seeing my men here, I've taken ridiculous amounts of damage, and my general's taken, yeah, he's taken some damage as well. So we're starting to win the little skirmish there, and my guys just make sure they're not coming back, and then I'm moving up my archers just a bit so I can start to put the pressure on his guys. And he does turn his back to him, and they don't have enough armor already, so that's just not smart. And then he sees my guys any minute. He'll see my guys, and then he'll start to charge on in there to try and disrupt their formations and make the line look a little messier. But he has no answer to these ranged units other than the cav, and he's not sending in the cav. And if he were to charge or order attack orders from his cav, my guys would have more than enough time to pull back through the line, so he can't really do anything but eat the shots, and I'm going to just decimate this unit of gladiators. The gladiator spearmen I'm not as worried about, but the gladiators themselves, it's too much. Their attack stats are just outrageous. And I'm gonna get a nice volley or two on into these spearmen and take down more than half. Yeah, they're fucking destroyed. This is great. This cavalry's still just not doing too much. There's not much they can do. He could have probably tried to swing them around here and avoided the stakes, and he would have won on this flank here with his auxiliary cav just versus plain old light horse. But these gladiator spearmen don't even see any kind of battle other than javelins and arrows in the face. And this guy just got wrecked. Look at him doing a push-up. And then he failed. Perfect. But this guy's going killing spree here, and they really just shred these chosen swords. Someone's playing Rust. Awesome. I wish you could turn that off somehow. You probably can. So I start to move my archers and the archer and slinger right here on both sides, just so I can pick at his cav, and if they were to charge, my men would be able to retreat back behind the stakes, and then at that point I could have my cav come around and issue some rear charges that are very well needed. I do get, I think, 1 kill over here. Come on, show me the kill. Can I have 1? Nope, no kills, whatever. But we did a good amount of HP damage to these guys, and that's what counts. So he's starting to move his men a lot closer. He wants to throw some peel at my guys, and I'm just going to take the charge now. So I'm going to stagger out the charge a bit, just so he doesn't have a solid line that he's facing me. I don't want him to be able to present, you know, one strong Roman infantry super tank battle line. So I'm going to just use these chosen swords, meat shields, absorb whatever else, and then wherever things are starting to break, I'll oathsworn it up and patch up the holes. So he put all of his cav back here for some reason, and his general is slightly ahead. He's probably just moving his general a lot closer to get that morale bonus. But the fight's going, it's going well here. I mean, the Legionary cohort aren't bad at all, and we're getting a bit of stutter. And again, my computer's not the best for this, but you guys get the idea. And if there's anyone out there who's watching this, you know, that would want to do an online battle, just absolutely let me know in the comments, or add me on Steam. My Steam name's in the beginning of the videos, and we can go that way. Once it gets too much for me to deal with as far as the friends list goes, we'll make a group on Steam, and then we'll do online battles, co-op campaigns, versus campaigns, and all that stuff. So he's putting all of his cav on this flank here, and I was going to pull these guys up and try and get them through here with just a bunch of movement orders, but I figured I have to react to this. I do not want auxiliary cav in my backlines, and these guys, the Arverni troops they're great troops, but they're not going to do well. No troops are going to do well with rear charges, and I don't have spears, so I am going to have to rely on the heavy horse and noble horse to just out-quality his men. I try to go for rear charges. I try to bog down 2 of his units here, and I did a decent job at that. Here I just charged him in because he was going to intercept me anyway. So I'm starting to, you know, one of my guys are starting to waver here, and that's fine. And my general is being engaged by a unit of Legionary cohort. And then I use Vercingetorix's abilities. I drop a unity of the tribes and Relentless and Headhunt on all the Oathsworn. And then just to get the extra melee defense and stuff, I put my men in the shield wall just to help with the grind out, because they're not as good as Roman troops are in a grind out. I do bring up the hunters on this flank just to support the cav engagements with ranged fire, and that does okay. So we are starting to waver. His unit of Legionary cohort here just got absolutely decimated. How many kills? Yeah, no, they had a good amount of kills. They didn't pay for themselves necessarily, but they did okay. So I will be showcasing, you know, wins, losses, 2v2s, 3v3s, whatever I can get up and going and put commentary over and edit it properly. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, I think, and I don't know if I'll be doing a campaign. If anyone's interested in seeing a campaign, just let me know what faction you'd like to see focused on, and we'll go from there. He does get like a YOLO charging with his general onto a unit of Oathsworn and Chosen Swords, and then he realizes that wasn't a good idea. Got 1 kill, 2 kills, I think like 9 kills, and then he pulls his guys back out. Now I'm kind of winning this engagement here. One of my units of Gaelic Hunters ran out of ammunition, so I just put him in the cav fight to at least keep his men here, so I can tie up infantry unit, or free up tied up infantry units that are engaging grindouts. I am losing on this flank against the Avocati, which is expected. So these guys ran out of ammunition. I'm going to hold his Avocati here until I can get some units over to support that fight. I'm winning in the back there against his unit of Legionary cohort. My general is doing pretty well. He took a lot of damage against probably some friendly fire, if I'm honest, and his auxiliary Syrians earlier. So, you know, I am trying to get rear charges through with my free units, but he does a really good job at keeping his general mobile and to at least tie up the charge for a bit. She's doing it again, and that's fine. This is really starting to grind out, and his morale over here is starting to shake a bit. My heavy horse are exhausted and shaken. I think I've issued a frenzied charge on both of them. This is perfect. Look at that. All this. You can just see the bodies. Yikes. So we are starting to tie it up on this flank a bit, and I'll be able to use those men in the more grindy out engagements against the Zebakati. Those were the units I was really scared about. And then his general's just back there lurking, just waiting to stop any rear charges like it's doing right now. And so we're starting to, you know, slowly work our way down the line and route his units. Over here, we're winning the engagement, it looks like, kind of. I mean, the Noble Horse they've got amazing stats for a barbaric horse unit, and the auxiliary cav are taking a good amount of casualties. One's already starting to go. But we're definitely winning this engagement here. Let's use the switch tools, that's why they're on. So that's starting to tie itself up, and his general is just, you know, harassing, if anything. And you can start to see the morale on his men go, and my guys are starting to really hold it together. I am bringing routed units that came back into the fight to hold them there, but as you can see, all of his units start to waver a bit, and that should be all she wrote. And that's that. I mean, his general is going to stick around for a bit longer, because his general did not die, and neither did mine. Surprise, surprise. Where is my general? Yeah, homeboy's still alive. So he just issues an attack order for those slingers. He knows the battle's over, and he doesn't concede defeat. He wants to go out with a bang. And they just get wrecked on the flank with javelins, and they're going to be met by these chosen swords and Oathsworn. You know, I always really love playing with this guy. He's an amazing player, very good sport. You know, he's beat me a few times, I've beat him a few times. You know, pure victory, you know, I deployed 2680, lost 1555. He deployed slightly less and lost nearly all of them. I think what really turned the tide of the battle was the Gaelic hunters, or bowmen. And then the Oathsworn, they did great. You can never go wrong with bringing a good amount of Oathsworn, excuse me there. His gladiators did next to no, they didn't no damage. These two, they didn't pay for themselves. These guys did a good amount, but still, they did not pay for themselves as well as some of his cav. So I'll be bringing you guys more online battles, and as mentioned earlier, if you guys would like to see a campaign, just let me know in the comments. So that's Mizo signing off. Thank you so much. I lost over half my men, but if you see here, you know, for the price of those Oathsworn, these guys killed 3, and those guys killed none.